LA. We got to have at least a couple people from LA area.
Two-stepper.
Anyways, guys, let's get rolling. Everybody knows why.
Oh, there she is. She's here.
Everybody knows why
on
this
crutches.
podcast exists on 9/11 of 2022. I lost my son-in-law to the fentanyl crisis, and that is how we entered into the Recover Out Loud movement. We started recovering out loud. We started this podcast to bring awareness to the fentanyl crisis, and honestly, to offer hope to people that are still out there struggling, and also to the family members of the people who have lost lives. You know, that it's not easy.
Yeah.
And
We want to be that beacon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I know I always, you know, I don't know why I always just, I was about to say last resort. We want to be that last resort, but don't let it even get to there. Right?
well, we want to offer hope before people have to get to that rock bottom.
Yeah.
Rock bottom's when you stop digging. But rock bottom, we also heard on a recent podcast that we did, that rock bottom's also a trampoline, man.
Yeah, we did hear that. That was cool.
And to break the stigma. Like, there's no nothing wrong with the fact that we all suffer from this disease. It's something's wrong if we don't do anything about it. And there's hope. As long as you seek it. What, you guys struggling?
Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
You're just gonna go awkwardly silent
Yeah.
because you're playing with your.
Hi, welcome. Oh my God, you're on crutches.
Yeah, her mom drove her in.
Oh,
It's okay.
you're good. Huh?
Hey, I would have called in sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Girl,
You're a trooper. Wow.
girl, 4 hours in that car?
Wow.
Yeah, my mom drove me.
That's halfway up to the Bay Area.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Well, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Glad you're here.
Welcome
you look
back.
Great. Yeah, you look great.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mine is crutches.
Yeah.
What?
Shattered my legs snowboarding.
Stop.
March 1st. So it's been a minute.
Well, damn.
Well, say hi to Donna. She's the bunny. She's the bunny right there on.
Hi,
the,
Bunny. Hi, Donna. I love you.
I don't see her.
Just look for
Donna
the bunny,
Queen.
and it says DC right there.
Oh my God. Hi, Donna.
Well, let's get this party started, man. We kind of did our intros. How close to being ready are you to start telling your story?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Oh,
I'm
wow.
going to time myself if that's okay, because then it helps me
Yeah.
get so.
Yeah, there'll be a timer up here. You have about 20 minutes. You can, give or take, however it ends up going for you.
Okay.
And we'll turn it over to you as soon as you set your
Yeah.
timer.
Okay.
Guys, this is Jessie. She was actually a guest on our podcast not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Just grab that thing and pull the whole thing over. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, perfect. Sorry. There we go.
Jesse, you're up.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jessie. I'm an alcoholic addict. I'm grateful to be here. Thank you for having me back and having me participate in my recovery. I just drove for 4 hours, so I was like determined to be here. Well, I
Yeah.
didn't drive. I actually had to be driven. I shattered my leg snowboarding. So that's what I've been dealing with in my recovery. But I'll get to that. I want to just share a little bit of like how I got here in my story. So, I grew up in a good home. My parents divorced. That was like my biggest trauma growing up. We moved around a lot. I was born in Los Angeles and we moved to Ohio, New York. So we were a little bit like bounced around and it was a little hard to establish roots. And I think from a young age, I was just very shy. I was very introverted. I didn't really feel like I was like too different. It was just hard for me to connect and make friends, And as I got older, I started to notice, behaviors that weren't normal. And I noticed that when I moved to California, that was when I was in 5th grade. And You know, things were normal for the most part. My dad came back into my life, and my mom, my sister, and I, we lived in Agoura Hills. And I think I shared about this when I was on the podcast with you guys before, but, you know, my mom's father, so my grandpa, passed away in our house on Christmas Eve. And I was there to witness it, and it was pretty traumatic. I didn't realize at the time, like, how much it did affect me. But shortly after that, I went on a downward spiral, you know, and it didn't look that bad from the outside. You know, I was very good at living like a double life, even at that young age. You know, it started with weed, and then it progressed to, like, you know, going to raves and doing all that fun stuff, taking ecstasy, and that, you know, that's where I really found connection. And I was like, this is like what I need to do to feel better, you know, and this is what I need to get out of my skin. So for a long time, it was just like this battle. Like, I wanted to be a good kid. I wanted to do well in school and like hang out with the people I was hanging out with. I had a good group of girlfriends, but then there was like this other part of me that like had a hunger that couldn't be filled, that couldn't be satiated. So, you know, things were okay for a little while. Then my mom like found out that I was going to all these raves, and, you know, I was acting out in other ways. I was being promiscuous. I gotten tattooed and pierced at a young age, you know, and so I got grounded after that, and I kind of pulled my shit together for a little while after that. And then, well, just in the aspect that I wasn't like going out to raves anymore, right? But now I'm still partying in high school. Like, it's funny because I was looking at old pictures the other day. I had all these pictures I saved from high school on like DVDs, and I was going through them, and I can like see myself. It was like a time warp. I'm like, damn, every photo I'm like hammered, you know, I'm wasted, like beyond belief. There's pictures of me doing coke. Wow. And there was like the rave pictures with the pacifier in the mouth, you know. It's just like I can see that I was always trying to just disconnect. And it was pretty sad seeing that, because I remembered that I partied and like drank a lot, but I didn't realize that we like photographed it that much, and then it went to that extent, you know. But now I see it. It was a good reminder, and I could kind of see like my downfall through those pictures of how it progressed. So, you know, coke got involved in the picture. I was always jumping from like relationship to relationship. These guys were not the healthiest, but they were nothing compared to what I would, you know, date down the line. And I graduated high school, you know, and I went to CSUN. And I started to get into oxys. I was like smoking Roxys. That was like the thing then. And then it moved on to heroin and meth. And, you know, my parents found out about my addiction beforehand. They had sent me to treatment for the Roxys and oxys. And it was funny because in there I learned about heroin, and I was like, I want to try that. Like, and that's what I ended up doing. You know, on like some random night in New York, I was visiting my mom. She lived back east at the time. And I just like, it was like this, I didn't care about the consequences. I didn't like even like think about the danger I was putting myself in. I remember just contacting someone on Craigslist and being like, oh, you can get oxys, and then going to meet up with them and be like, no, I want heroin. And then like, they're like, we don't, you know, deal with that. So they told me like, oh, but you can go probably find it over there. And then I ended up like going and finding it over there with some like random taxi driver guy I met, you know, and he got us like a hotel room, and I like Googled how to shoot up, and like not even a notion in my mind of like, this could kill me, like, you know, and I didn't care, I guess. I thought I was invincible in some way. And the pain to get out of myself was more prominent than any other factor involved. So I did that, and then you know, I thought it was gonna be like a one time, let me just try this out type situation. And then I got back to California, and it was like off and running, and I just, you know, I couldn't stop. I just started to, you know, be an IV user. Heroin and meth, goofballs was my thing. I was like I was in and out of treatment, but every time I was there, I didn't want to be there. I'd run away. It was like two people living inside of me. Like one part of me like wanted to do well and like wanted to have like a good life and like wanted to have a career and wanted to have a family, and then the other part of me was like, no, I just want to live this life of no rules, no schedule, no bills, just like going and doing whatever I want to do. It was a freedom in a sense, but nothing. But it was an illusion. It wasn't really freedom, it wasn't life. It was just like survival. But it worked for a long time, and I didn't want to give it up, and I just fought. I just fought against getting sober. So my poor parents, like, they put me in treatment over and over again. They even sent me to Pennsylvania, and I like ran away from there and like took a Greyhound to Boston and lived out there with strangers. And like, I did so many things that like I can't believe I did now, because I just feel so disconnected from that person. But like I was escorting, I was stripping at one point. I did a lot of criminal activities that I felt very shameful about now. So it was almost like I said there were so many lines I said I wouldn't cross, like, oh, I'll never use needles, or I'll never do fraud. That was a huge thing. I like looked down upon people that did that, and I was like hang out with those people, and I was like, you guys are disgusting human beings. How could you do that to another person? It was all these lines I said I wouldn't cross, and then I crossed them and I double backed. And then once you start doing that, like for me, I started just to lose myself. Like I lost any hope of keeping my identity together. Like I didn't know who I was anymore. And I frankly, I didn't really care. Like at this point it was like, I couldn't keep my own word to myself. I just didn't it didn't matter. So it was just kept pushing things. And at one point I just didn't care what I did anymore, and that was scary because I always tried to have some kind of moral compass. So, that only worked for a long time. It worked for 16 years. I was out there in and out of treatment, in and out of jail. But what ended up happening that finally brought me to my knees in sobriety wasn't okay. So I just want to talk about this first spiritual experience I had while I was still in addiction. Because so much of my using was I was homeless, but I wasn't on the street. I was couch surfing or motel hopping or Airbnb hopping, living in cars, living in U-Hauls. So, but I still felt if I had money and I had my own place, I wouldn't be miserable. I'm just miserable as because of my circumstances. So I finally proved that wrong to myself, because towards the end of my using, I did make a good amount of money, and I was able to have the nice apartment, in Marina Del Rey by the beach. I had my dream car, I had everything. I was never sick, I was shopping. It was, I had a dog, I had a brand new little puppy. And I'm like, damn, I'm still miserable. I'm still unhappy. And that was the first epiphany I had while in addiction. And I'm so grateful for that, because I felt like that was an illusion I played in my mind for so long, that if I had everything on the outside materialistically, I could continue using and I'll be happy and I'll be fine. And so once I realized that wasn't the truth and I would never be fulfilled until I got sober, it was a weight was lifted off my shoulder, because I knew what I had to do, but it was only I needed the police to intervene. I couldn't stop myself. And I knew that in my heart. So when I moved back to the Valley, from Marina, we got evicted because, those things just never last. We moved back to the Valley and I got pulled over. I spoke about this before. I got in a high-speed chase. And, that day was very traumatic for me, but it was my biggest blessing, because it started me on my trajectory of change. I didn't get sober right away after that, but I had, I had some time looking over me. I had 18 felonies in court that I was facing. So I was put on house arrest during this time. I was still living at this trap house though. But the next, I call it the perfect storm. The next thing that happened was I overdosed for my first time, and my ex was there, and he was able to resuscitate me and give me the Narcan, and that was very traumatic and like eye-opening for me because I had never OD'd before. So like waking up to having CPR and hearing the paramedics on the 911 call, like I was like, wow, that I almost died. Like this is real, because I thought I had it down, the concoction. I'm like, you know, I'm careful. I'm really careful. I'm not going to end up ODing, but I proved myself wrong again. And then the next thing that happened is I got like a staph infection on my foot, so I had to go to the hospital. And in the hospital, I was able to detox while I was there for my staph infection. It was like an unusual situation. You don't really just detox in like the hospital, but it worked. And it worked for me. All these times of going to treatment, and this is what ended up happening, which is just kind of a funny, you know, turn of events. But I ended up moving in with my mom because I got evicted from the trap house right after. So it was like all these things, boom, 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 happened in a row, you know. And I moved in with my mom, and I stayed sober, and I jumped into the program. I got surrounded by women. The women, like, I can't advocate for that enough. Like, women, like, saved my butt throughout this whole thing. Like, the girls in my sponsorship family, my sponsor, like, they carried me through that whole time because I was still fighting that court case, you know. And I couldn't leave the house except for like doctor appointments. So 19 months at my house, living there with my ex and my mom. She let him move in too because he got sober. And things were like, that was like, I really had to surrender every day because I didn't know what the future held with court, if I was going to go to jail, prison, if I was going to get off on probation, you know, what was going to happen. So I really learned to lean into God. I really learned to lean into faith during this time, and just kind of being okay with the unknown. I prayed a lot for God to give me the ability to accept whatever happens, rather than like, you know, it started off with, God, please get me out of this. I swear I'll stay sober. I'll change. Like, but then it, like, as I grew and, you know, as I grew, I just realized, you know, this is God's will for me, no matter what. And if I'm supposed to go to prison, like I'll help women in there instead, you know. But God wanted me out here. But at the time, I didn't know that because I ended up having to take 32 months prison time, signed for it, went to go turn myself in 2 months later. And it was like this crazy experience that happened in court because the DA was trying so hard to not give me credit for my house arrest, and my attorney was obviously trying to fight for it. And the judge was on my side. The judge had seen my progress. I think he had seen that I was earnest and honest about really, like, you know, the change that I had made. And I had, you know, a good family backing me up. I had a lot of people that wrote me letters and advocated. And I don't know, he fought for me, and he was like, no, we're going to give her the credits because they don't have to. There was like a fine line where they don't need to give you the credits for house arrest beforehand. I don't really know the logistics. I just know that they didn't have to do it. And this judge was a godsend, and he fought for me, and he said, we're going to do it. And I just remember hearing my mom sobbing in the background. And, but I was calm up there. I felt the presence of God had wrapped around me. I was okay with whatever was going to happen. And God, you know, felt like I was more of a tool out here, I believe. And that's why he gave me those credits. And I got time served. So I walked out of court that day. I had my ankle monitor taken off, and I went to Starbucks. It was my first time I went anywhere, you know. I went straight to probation status. So, and that was my experience with that. And my life just blossomed after that, you know. I was able to open a sober living for women with 2 other amazing partners. Our 1-year anniversary was in a couple months ago, February. Mm-hmm. So that's been an amazing blessing. And, you know, I feel like God, I've stayed in like a God consciousness, and I believe a lot in synchronicities and like just kind of like, you know, flowing with whatever opportunities come your way. I love to say yes. Like that's my favorite thing to do. And, you know, lately things have been pretty challenging because I'm not used to what's going on with me. Yeah. I'm like a very active person. Like I love the gym. I love hiking. I love snowboarding. I'm always out and doing stuff, and I got slowed down by this injury March 1st, and it was doing something I loved. So it wasn't like I just was like walking down the street and I tripped or something, which is fine too for if anyone broke their leg like that. But I broke it doing something I love, and but it slowed me down, and it's, if I'm being completely transparent, it's been scary. I had shattered it. They had to give me like emergency, like fentanyl, like at the scene, like, and I'm an addict. Like, I can't help but get scared. And if I wasn't scared by having that put into my body, like, I think that would be a little bit more worrisome, But, so it's been a challenging time for me, like mentally and like physically, emotionally. I've gone through a lot of ups and downs. I've really had to lean on the people around me for help again. I've had to surrender again. This is just like another test I believe that God's putting my way. And I have such a beautiful life that, I'm so grateful, and I would never I would never want to do anything that would jeopardize that, So it's been a struggle, like having to deal with this with my leg, but it's just it's gonna push me in closer to God. I know that's what's gonna end up happening, but I have my ups and downs. But other than that, like I strongly believe that I'm here for a reason. I feel like there's so many people that don't make it, and for me, one of the biggest things, most rewarding, is just watching others walk through this, that like, especially people that I knew, like, that I knew before, watching them get sober. I'm like, this is a miracle, So I'm just gonna, I'm here to help. If whoever wants to, like, whoever needs help, I'm here for help. I have a couple wonderful sponsees. I just hit my 3 years, April 26th, so I'm taking a cake tomorrow night.
Wow.
I'm going to crutch up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm so grateful to be sober. I'm sorry for running late. I tried to get here in time. I just feel like a little bit like, I just combobulated, but I hope I got my story across okay. And thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you.
course.
Thanks for sharing.
And
Thanks
you're
for
not
showing
late.
up, and thanks
Yeah.
for you're on
You're on
you showed
time.
up on God's
Okay.
time.
That's right.
God's time. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Especially coming all the way out.
Agora,
Like-
yeah.
So it's a hike.
Yeah.
4 hours. I wouldn't even have been able to spit out my story. I would be still hot and bothered by this.
I wouldn't have done it. I'm not gonna lie.
Shane would have turned
I would
around.
have turned around at the fucking half-hour mark. I said, forget about it.
I just like, I'm the kind of person when I commit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
really,
it's-
really
you're-
want to
you're-
make sure.
You are a better human being than I.
No, I'm not.
No, you are.
No, I'm not.
she
No,
Yes.
you really are.
No, it's like when, no, I feel you though. Like when you're in recovery and you make a commitment,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
You show up.
you show up no matter what.
Especially
Like,
now.
we
with
we
everything,
show
you
up.
know?
You're- you're right. You needed
because
this.
it's no matter what. Like we stay sober no matter what. We got loaded no matter. You would have drove 4
Hell
fucking
yeah.
hours
That's
to
what
get.
my
Yeah,
sponsor.
That
yeah.
is
That's what my
exactly
sponsor
true.
You'd have
would
drove 4 hours
Yes,
to
to
get
go pick up.
to go pick up.
Yeah, you would have taken. The
I
bus
walked
to the
8 hours.
Greyhound, to the
I
taxi.
walked 8 hours one time. I got released from jail in Redlands. I walked all the way to freaking Grand Terrace. It took me like the whole goddamn day, gosh darn day, for one line of meth.
And then you want to tell your sponsor, I don't want to go to a meeting.
Yeah, you don't want to go to a meeting.
Well, you
How
will.
was it down there?
I don't want to take the bus. down
Right.
the
I will
street.
tell you
Right.
guys. That's how I knew though.
Was the walk worth it?
No, that's how I knew.
You had a
when-
problem.
No, nope. I was gonna talk about
Hey.
my wife because
Oh.
my wife used to sit in that traffic
Yeah.
Oh,
to come
oh
see me.
yeah, to
Oh,
come see
shit.
you.
Yeah, right.
Damn,
right.
Donna, you.
Yeah.
Yep, she was
Hey.
into you.
That's
Hey.
that's how I knew. That's how
Good
I
news
knew.
that day. You got your steps in.
I did get my steps.
your
In. I got
steps in,
way
bro.
more
Multiple.
than 10,000.
Yeah,
bro.
way more than 10,000.
Way more. I wanted to go back and touch on. So first off, God slowed you down for
For a
whatever reason. You were going too fast.
I was
Doing
literally
too
going too
much?
fast on a snowboard. I was going almost 60 miles per hour.
He slowed
Oh,
you down.
you're lucky to be alive.
I'm lucky I didn't paralyze myself.
Yes.
Or like, yeah, I know.
Did you get hit-
I shattered my leg and broke one acrylic nail. That's what.
Yeah, that's
That was the
nothing. That's
extent.
cake.
Yeah.
compared like 60 miles an hour, like and hit a tree or hit some type of something that's in the snow, you're done
Yeah.
or paralyzed.
And I wanted to touch on the fentanyl. I'd never done fentanyl. Fentanyl didn't really exist when I got sober, and I had knee surgery during this sobriety. And I'm sitting there, and I've had other narcotics on surgeries and stuff, and nothing. But I'm sitting there. I'm in the about to be discharged. They walk up to me and they say, "We're just going to give you some fentanyl." And they said it as they're pushing it in before you leave. And I'm thinking, I don't want fentanyl.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it's the only opiate that ever made me feel like good, high. I didn't crash. I didn't fall asleep. I sat and talked to Donna for like 2 hours. I didn't feel any pain in my knee. And it was scary for me too.
Yeah.
It's like we're addicts. It can wake up it can wake up a monster. I've seen an alcoholic take a take a Valium, and the next thing you know, they're gone with years of sobriety.
Yeah.
Right. And we just have to stay connected and stay spiritually fit.
Yeah. No, that's why I'm grateful that I have such a strong group of people around me, that care.
Yeah.
Because I really need them right now. And
I mean, look at what you did today. You drove 4 hours to make sure that you were able to share with everybody that's on this Zoom tonight.
yeah.
But that
I mean,
is
that's
how
a
you stay
testament.
sober.
Yes, it
that's
is.
how you do it.
Yep.
So if people want to know how you do it, how you stay sober, you leave your house at 2:00 to drive down to
Orange County.
and sit in traffic for 4 hours. And that ain't fun. So thank you for coming and sharing again.
Yeah,
We
thank you so
appreciate
much.
it.
For sure.
And we're gonna open it up. We let everybody who wants to share for the next however until everybody's done sharing. That's how we roll.
A little shout out to the Nem House. They're on tonight.
Shout out to the Nem House.
Yeah.
We already shouted out Rebecca because Rebecca was just a guest on the podcast like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. And she got us all this cool ass swag. Wait, where's my there? Look at this. Check that out.
Don't even start.
Yes. Amazing.
Let's open it up. We got Zach ready to go.
Zach is ready.
Is he ready though? Because Zach could be. Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
just
there he
check.
is.
Phew. Whew. We're always worried when somebody just has a picture because the next thing you know,
Boom chicken. Wow,
boom
wow.
chicka wow wow. We've had some people drop some porn up in here before, and it ain't what the kind that I want to see.
It didn't let me unmute, dude.
You're unmuted now, Zach.
Yeah, man. So, man, I'm alcoholic.
Hi, Zach.
For real. That shit hurts my soul. I got 2 kids. I got a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. I'm trying to do better, but I can't. I just feel like it got a hold on me, And your show, bro, like everything on the Instagram, I just watch it. I'm just like, dude, I could be like that. But I don't know, dude. Like, I can't. It just has a hold on me, dude. I've been trying to rip it off, I've been in jail, all that shit. I got an ankle monitor on right now. Look. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's not nice. I hate it. But, like, jobs don't want to hire me, nothing. But I come on your show, I'm just like, dude, like, when I hear your shit, I'm just like, dude, like, I can do it, And I just want to get out of this. Like, bro, I'm alcoholic. Like, two of my cousins, they're addicted to fentanyl. They love that shit. And I don't want to see them die, Yeah. I told them about your shit, too. I'm like, watch this, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, they talk about that, Like, but they don't want to listen. I don't either. I mean, how can I tell somebody something if I'm addicted to alcohol, Like, I can't. And, yeah, it hurts my soul, man. I go to AAs and all that. I don't know what to do at this point. Like, I'm pretty lost. But at the end of the day, I know I can help myself if I really want to. And I'm trying, bro. Like, I'm trying so hard. Like, hey, when a job doesn't accept me because of all my background shit, I drink. That's what I do, bro. Because I just feel like I'm a piece of shit. You know, like all my past history, it catches up to me and I drink. That's the only thing that solves it. But at the end of the day, like I really have to work on like, all right, bro, like this is not meant for me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's just how I feel. Thank thank you for letting me share, bro. Hey, I really do like I love your fucking Instagram, all that. When I see it, I'm just like, dude, like this gives me hope. It gives me hope because I know I'm gonna die if I don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
This straight facts. Because if I don't stop, what am I gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna drink myself to death. That's that's it. So thank you for letting me share, bro. I love you guys, man, and I'm on it. I'm on right now just because I want to get help, and I'm scared, bro. I'm scared because I know I'm gonna die. Yeah, because my dad just passed away 2023 from alcoholism, and he didn't drink for 15 years, bro.
Damn.
But his liver failed him. You know, I carry him in my pocket, bro, every day. Look, I carry him in my pocket every day, and I'm doing the same thing that he was doing, and I'm gonna die like that. I don't want my kids to see it. I don't want my kids to be without a dad. You know. Thank you for letting me share, bro.
Thanks for sharing, man, and reach out to
Yeah.
us either on the DMs on the Hopeaholics, or we also have our phone number on the bio, and that goes straight to Shane's phone, the Hopeaholics phone. You can call it, text it.
We're here for you.
We're here.
And don't say you can't, because you can.
Yeah.
The strength that you just shared right now by hopping on tonight and being vulnerable and then sharing with us what you just did is what it's all about.
And we can get,
And
we can get you into treatment.
Yeah,
we
we
can and accept your past. It's okay. Everyone has one.
Mm-hmm.
Accept it. Be okay with it, and make a daily. What is it? Daily to make it better. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to work daily from today on.
You got to take
Yeah.
actionable
Take
steps.
actionable steps to make yourself feel better about yourself, bro. From today on, that's it.
Yep. Make
Reach
it.
out to us,
Call us,
Zach.
bro. We'll help you out.
Reach out to us,
Yep.
and we will help you.
Yeah.
Yep,
We give a hand up, not a handout.
that's right.
Hand up.
Matt.
Matt.
Gosh. Don't do it, Matt. Don't let him. Don't do it.
What's up, family? Matt, grateful, recovering addict. Thank for the guest. Thank you for your share. Definitely a powerful story, and I'm glad to see you made it out. You know, sorry that you're dealing with the broken leg, but it's way better dealing with it sober than it is loaded. I promise that. And Zach. Zach, brother, I need you to know, man, that there is hope, and you feel like you can't get it off. I promise you can, brother. Promise you can. I was in active addiction for 28 years, my dude. Tomorrow is my 3-year sober anniversary.
Let's go.
So, Zach, if you think you can't do it, promise you can. Promise you, brother. You just have to make the plan. Reach out to the Hopeaholics team and let them get you the help you need, brother, because it works. You put in the work, it works. It's not easy at first. First couple of days, first 7 days, first 30 days, first 90 days, shit. First 3 years, you have plenty of hard times. But the more those days stack, the more the good times keep showing up. The more the good times keep showing up, Zach. Please don't give up on yourself, brother. Reach out and get that help. And it's not just putting down the substance. It's learning to love yourself. And it's learning to accept your higher power and turning everything over because you driving the car isn't working. It's not going to work. Hand the steering wheel over, man. And I promise it all comes together. All of it. Not right away, but eventually it all comes together. Just make sure you put as much effort into your sobriety as you're doing to getting loaded, man. Because if you put that much effort into getting sober, you're unstoppable. Period, point blank. And that goes for everybody, not just Zach. Keep pushing, man. Don't ever give up on you. This world is a better place with all of you in it. I love you guys, man.
We love you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Is that Jesse right there?
Jesse.
What are you doing in the garage? I can't tell where.
Yeah, hiding out in the garage, filing some tools down.
Nice.
Jesse, wow, what an amazing share. I can relate to a lot of it. Pills to heroin, all the yets. Like, oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And it's like, yeah, right. I mean, I remember when I was on pills, and I would look down on everyone that was on heroin, like, oh, you guys are fucking scumbags. Like, why don't you just do pills? Come on, like, on my high horse, you know, thinking I was so much better, and then I ended up on it anyways. And I also relate to what you were talking about with, you know, having to slow down. That sucks. That sucks. I recently hurt my back. I fucking love the gym. I love running, activity, like always moving. And I fucking hurt my back. And I had to cancel my gym membership or else I was going to hurt it worse because I don't listen and I just keep going. So it's hard. It's hard, but it's also like, I tell myself, you know, it's for a reason. I got a funny story for you guys real quick. About the fentanyl and like doctors giving fentanyl. It came to my mind. So when my wife was in the hospital giving birth to our son, they gave her fentanyl, and I'm like, holy shit! But isn't that's what's killing everyone, right? Like, oh, it's fine, it's fine. You know, we're professionals. Like, okay, and she knows. Like at that time, I was like a year sober, I think, and they inject her, right? They put it in the IV, and she's like, I don't think I like this. And then I see her eyes go wide and her just sink into the bed, like, wow, I like this. She turns to me and says, is this what you felt all those years? Like, yep. It's like, wow, I get it. I just started fucking laughing, like, yep, that's exactly it. You know, it's like, makes everything feel like it disappears, right? But in reality, nothing's disappearing. Nothing's getting better. It's actually getting worse. So yeah, I just wanted to share that funny little story. And Zach, man, the strength and courage it takes to come onto a Zoom meeting and admit that you need help, dude, you're gonna fucking make it. You're gonna make it. You might not believe it, but I do. I know you will. Like, shit's hard right now. And when it's hard to see, anything. It's hard to see any good in anything, but trust me, it does get better. And when you finally find the solution that you actually need, not the solution that you want, you'll be able to look back and you'll be happy that you came on this meeting tonight and you were vulnerable. Reach out to people in meetings. Pick up that 1,000-pound phone and just call everyone. Everyone. Even if it's after you take a shot or a drink or whatever, call people. Call people and ask for help. Love you guys, man. Fucking love you guys.
Love you, Jesse.
Thanks, Jesse. Yeah, Zach, we're here, man.
Yep.
It's crazy. Get Julian all snuggle buggle in bed.
I don't know why they always want to talk about you being in bed, Julian.
He
You
was-
show
he
up
had it.
every week, bro. I love it. You stay in that bed.
He had a little bit ago. I saw his, like he had his sheet all up,
Yeah.
all like snuggly. I don't know. I like Julian, man.
I love it.
Julian's out there, like
I'm jealous that I'm not in bed.
yeah. We know it's like late where Julian's at too,
East
though,
Coast.
because he's we got East Coasters on this Zoom meeting. For us, it's 6:45, so we're just chilling still.
Yeah, it's almost 10 p.m. over there.
I mean, for me,
You're in bed,
I'm
bro. Yeah, you're in
gonna-
bed by 8 o'clock.
I'm gonna be honest.
He's gonna be in bed in about 45 minutes, guys.
That's for sure.
Huh, Donna?
I mean, you can ask Donna. I'll probably be going up right now to lay down, watch some TV.
Hey, Jerry.
Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry Addict. Jesse, thank you. I can relate to it. Everything that you said. For 5 years, my chosen drug has been crystal meth. Been in a treatment so many times, 5 times. And I still live in a sober living. A year and 30 days clean. And I pay rent, go to work. And I've been able to enjoy life, see it, like I fucked up my life so many times, getting high in front of family, not giving a fuck in front of my mother, my sister, my brother, everything, pushing me away, getting kicked out of the house, punching the police in the face in front of my mom, driving under the influence, not giving a fuck. And to the point where I'm at now is like grateful, like fully grateful. And it's like, yeah, last year and this year's been tough. I tore my quad and my hamstring straight from my patella, and being in bed for 8 months, not going to work and everything, not being able to shower, not being able to go do what I want, having another grown ass man shower me, being able to change, cook for me and everything. And March 14, going down the stairs at 5 a.m. to go to work, I fractured my fucking ankle, the smallest bone, the tibia. And, and it's like, okay, God, I understand what you're doing, and it's slowing me down. He's telling me, you're moving too fast. Slow down. And it's like, okay, God, I listen. I'm gonna listen. It's been 7 weeks, and I'm getting there, fully recovering. I'm on a boot now, but it's like, I'm not doing it my way. I'm not doing Jerry's will. I'm doing God's will. He's the driver. I'm just the passenger. I much respect for Zach also, like being vulnerable. And it reminded me, like it's like the same way he feels is the same way I felt so many times, and it's being vulnerable. It's the important thing, I learned that in so many times being in treatment, you got to be uncomfortable to be comfortable. And with hearing him, what he said, made me realize that, like this is the reason why I enjoy going to work. I work in a treatment center, co-ed facility, and it's being able to see the clients, that how they come in, how they graduate, and it's possible. Everything is possible, and I just listen to my sponsor. I'm on my 4th step, and I give everything to God right now. Thank you.
We love you, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
I love
the we get little nuggets of stuff dropped in podcasts and stuff from our guests, and what's been talked about tonight reminded me of something that a guest recently said, and they said, when I slow down, God speeds up. And sometimes it's hard for us to slow down, and sometimes God slows us down. But it's a really good thing, man, for us to just slow down and really, really, truly let God take charge.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
It sucks when it's happening. That's for sure.
it's a gem, though, man. When
Yep.
God, when I slow down, God speeds up. All right, we got Michelle Chandler.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Hi. So I'm Michelle Chandler. I am in Colorado. And yeah, Jesse, if you're close to the Denver area and you ever want to meet up at a meeting, shoot me a DM. Or anybody that's in Colorado. I just recently got 18 months.
That a baby?
Yay.
And I am so grateful and blown away by the program. I'm an alcoholic. If I could give Zach any encouragement, man, I lived my life. I didn't drink for 25 years, raised and homeschooled 5 kids into adulthood. It was just my conviction that alcohol was just not good. But you know what? Has no distinction between people. And it took over. I let all of my pain, empty nesthood, loss of my birth mother, loss of my father to cancer, just a lot of things going on. And I tanked pretty quick. I turned to the bottle, and it went from every now and then out with friends to every single night so I could sleep. Hit a very deep, dark place of depression and loneliness. And who would have thought I would be the proud person of 2 DUIs within 10 days? And I was 0.33 and a 0.41.
Oh,
Nice.
Get it.
And, I should have been in jail. I should have gotten jail. And, all I can say is, man, the grace of God that worked in my life. I have an incredible story, a lot of things that have gone on. But what this program has done for me is I came into AA. I still didn't think I was an alcoholic because I was blaming my husband, my relationships, my circumstances. That's why I drank. Look at me. I never did. And this is why. And I had justified anger. And what the step work, I did what people told me. I started hitting meetings. I got a sponsor who has 39 years. And I committed myself to doing the step work. And it just blew me away. That whole, it's not my drinking, it's my thinking. Man, I had to demolish some serious dysfunctional belief systems of being unworthy, abandoned, unwanted. I'm the product of rape. Just all of these things that, God came back into my life and he gave me a new belief system. And the work that I did internally has just, this program is beautiful. And it works, Zach, if you hang in there, hit meetings, get a sponsor. I just love it. Like, I used to drink over trying to hold people accountable. And now it's like there's so much freedom in just holding myself accountable to God. And, I don't have to drink over things that I used to drink over. And so there's so much freedom. I have so much I could share. But I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm so sorry I'm late getting in here. I do jujitsu on Tuesday nights. And I can't hit meetings on Tuesday. So I'm just so grateful to be here. And I love all of your messages in the DMs and stuff. So I'm really encouraged and hope to get to know you guys better.
Awesome.
Thanks.
I love it.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing
I
up
noticed-
and thanks for sharing.
Yeah, I noticed your shirt. I know you were coming from somewhere, and you're never late. I'm super happy that you're here. And congratulations on 18 months, too.
Shane, are you still doing jujitsu?
I am, yeah.
Huh?
I am.
On Tuesday nights or?
No. No. No.
You haven't talked to us
Yeah,
about your
no.
Because
jujitsu.
it's
not
been 10
doing it
days. I
anymore.
did my operation. I haven't been able to.
Oh, that's
What
right.
operation?
My vasectomy.
Oh, the one where you lost your
He got snipped.
manhood.
When I lost my manhood. Yeah,
He got
that one.
snipped.
That one.
He's like,
Just to put it out there, he got snipped.
I did
ling,
it.
ling, ling.
Dustin.
Yeah.
Wait, before Dustin goes though, I
Oh,
want to say how freaking cool it is
What?
that there's people from so many different states
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
this.
you know what that says though?
Zoom.
I love what Michelle was saying. Like, it doesn't matter this disease doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter who we are, where we're from, how we were raised, this, that, or the other. We're all one and the same. We all suffer the same exact thing, and it doesn't separate us at all. What?
Matt, he said, Chad, making sure everybody knows that Shane got snipped.
I know. He's terrible, huh, Matt? He brings it up just to let everyone know that his balls don't work.
Shane's proud of it.
Yeah, I don't
so
really care,
it's
bro.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's totally fine. Dustin, I hope you have something much better to talk about than what we're talking about right now. Thank you.
Bring us back,
my name's
Dustin.
My name's Dustin. I'm an alcoholic and an addict. I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Nice.
I feel I haven't done I haven't shared at a meeting in a long time, and I feel a little rusty. But I just got out of prison January 6th, and I am in a halfway house. I heard Zach share. It's doable, bro. It's doable, bro. I want to say like 15 felonies in 4 different states, and active warrants in Maryland, active warrants for like traffic tickets in like 7 different states in America. And so I'm trying to clean all this up, I'm trying to clean it all up. I'm trying to get my life back together. And just lately, bro, I've been so blessed, man. So I just want to share with you guys, like I got out January 6th. I'm in this halfway house, and I'm sure everybody kind of has an idea of a halfway house, but dude, they're terrible, bro. It's like every weirdo that you were ever in jail with that you like kicked out of your room, like they put those weirdos in the house with you, and it's like, oh man. So it's like, and then all these guys, man, I'm doing my best, bro, and I'm doing my best, and I struggled with meth, and I struggled with alcohol. I lost both my parents when I was incarcerated, and so like these dudes are getting high, bro, and these dudes are getting high, and it's like, and I wanna reach out because a couple of them are my friends, and it's like, but now I gotta like back up, and focus on myself, and So I just got baptized 3 weeks ago. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I just got baptized. So I used to own my own handyman company. I just got a job doing HVAC. I've never done HVAC before in my life. It's like 5 blocks from my house. And then 2 days ago, I got my own apartment. And it's just, everything's been rolling, man. Everything's been rolling, bro. And Zach, you just gotta stick to the path, bro. God is here for you, bro. Everybody's here for you. It's doable, bro. Like, if anybody has like a story where you're just like, man, there's no light for that dude at the end of that tunnel, like, bro, I'll make my own fire, bro. I'll make my own fire. I don't need a light at the end of the tunnel, bro. My light is gonna be right where I'm at, bro, and it's gonna follow me, bro. And you can do it, man. You can do it. All these people are doing it, and we all have faith in you too, bro. And I just think you guys are great, man. And this is such a blessing. I actually found you guys on Instagram, and I looked at the clock and I was like, oh shit, it's already time. And then I got in my Zoom on my phone. I have a brand new phone, but some reason Zoom doesn't want to work. But I got it to work, thank God. So thank you guys so much, man. I'm in a bookmark or whatever I got to do to be on this all the time. And I appreciate you guys and everything you do, for real.
Thank you, Dustin.
Thanks, man.
We love you.
Dustin.
But Dustin, take a moment. Look what God, perfect example. He just got out of prison in January, and look at all the blessings that are happening, because it's just another nugget of like, stay the course, bro. You're doing it. Stay with it. It's just like another testament. That's why I love this meeting. It's we're all here for one another to get those little nuggets of hope and encouragement. Like, Zach, it is possible, for sure.
Yeah, and the more stuff starts coming back in your lives, you guys, the more you need to dive in to allowing God to be in charge and dive into your recovery, because we cannot rest on our laurels.
No, We have.
And we have, like, I'm just saying this from experience,
Totally.
man. And nowadays it's like
Don't do
God
it.
comes first.
No
like
matter what.
before,
No matter
what. Like, that's why, you know, a lot of us get up super early in the morning because we do like the gym, but before the gym, like, it's God.
Yeah.
And it's God, and it's my recovery because I don't want to go back out there. I don't want to live that life anymore. I've tested it enough, and the last time it's still not working. I do want to say, because we got one more person to share.
Oh yeah, to close out.
Yeah. Well, I'll do it at the end. RJ.
RG.
Sorry, RG.
He doesn't have his glasses on.
Yeah. I don't.
What's up, family? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Alcoholic addict named Ron. Yeah, dude, this is the first time I'm coming into this meeting.
Oh, welcome.
I do want to read. Can I read out the 10-step prayer?
There
real
you go.
quick?
Yes.
All right. So God, remove the selfishness, dishonesty, and resentment and fear that has cropped up in my life right now. Help me to discuss this with someone immediately and make amends quickly if I have harmed anyone. Help me to cease fight anything and anyone. Show me where I may be helpful to someone else. Help me react sanely, not cocky or afraid. How can I best serve you? Your will, not mine, be done. Amen. So just read the 10 steps prayer because, like, I'm currently working my 9 and 10 step with my sponsor. I'm like 1 year and 2 months sober.
Nice.
But everybody that shared, I'm like right in that same field, right? So I mean, I was in prison. I did like a 3-year hit. I got charges in Maryland, Pennsylvania. You know, I mean, my addiction just kind of really took me through the ringer. I had my own HVAC company before I got locked up. When I got out, I lost everything, and then my alcoholism just took full effect again, and I ended up back in prison again. You know what I mean? Through violations and everything. But I mean, today, 1 year, 2 months sober, I got a full-time job. I accepted, you know, the fact that I lost my house, I lost my career, I lost everything. But I'm a 3-time felon, and you know, I struggle trying to find a position in a job. Luckily, you know, the employer that I'm with now, you know, put his neck on the line and said, you know what, I'm going to hire you in good faith. I think that you know, are trying to turn your life around. And I mean, now today, I worked my way up in the company. They got me in this position now where I travel state to state, and I'm in charge of classes. I do all our new hires in the company from all over different locations. Like, they put all this, like, they got good faith in me. You know what I mean? It's all thanks to AA, honestly, because had I not put my, you know, 2 feet in the program and just, you know, kept trucking and just following the guidance of my sponsor and other AA friends that I have, and that foundation that I established when I got out of prison, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still on probation. I'm still on parole. I report to my probation officer and parole officers on a regular basis. And they're, you know, they.
Oh, he froze. Oh no.
Well, he still reports to him on a daily basis. That's what I heard.
Me too.
And that's
RG, you froze.
That's awesome.
Oh no.
He's totally frozen on our
Yeah.
end, so hopefully he's frozen.
Hopefully
on
he
there.
can hear us.
Yeah,
He knows that he's
hear us.
frozen.
Jesse, again, thank you for
Yes,
coming.
thank you so much.
Guys, go check out Jesse's episode. She didn't really do her end of story justice tonight because like it's pretty fun. It's pretty gnar in the high speed chase. You know, surrounded by the cops.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna have to listen to her.
Check it
podcast.
out, and then in a couple of weeks, guys, you gotta look up for Rebecca's story. She's right up there. It was incredible. I mean, literally incredible. You guys are both a testaments to the fact that God is good, and you know, we can change our lives.
And congratulations to everybody with, like, you know, RG. He has a year. We have Michelle, 18 months. Oh, RG's back. Okay, finish up, RG. Wait, you're muted. There you go.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It's disconnected. I guess I might have been me. I lost connection, but I mean, where I was at, it's just that I mean, I put AA first, like, and my first time into the program was, I mean, well over 15 years ago. I realized I kind of had a problem. My father was somebody who died from alcoholism. My older brother struggles with it to this day. My twin sister struggles with it to this day. And I mean, when I initially got out of prison, I tried to stick with my family and stay tight with them. But at the end of the day, like, they were making me sick, and I had to separate myself from that to get my sanity right,
Yeah.
to get my head in the clear and the straight and narrow, with God and placing Him first in all my movements. It isn't easy because I mean, our family is our family, and I'm still in contact with them, but they're just actively struggling with addiction. Just like, I mean, we see it every single day. I mean, just in this meeting with Zach and a couple other guys that had shared, I mean, it's not easy out here. It's really not. So, I mean, all I can say is just get a support group. You know what I mean? Find people. I do still live in a recovery house. I manage a recovery house, which I kind of had to put on the, like, I still communicate with my guys, and I have another manager that's in place of me now. And, I actively talk to him daily to see what's going on with the house and everything. But, I mean, I stay in recovery, and I'm glad I was sitting there and this popped up, and I was like, oh, I do need a meeting. So
Boom. Here we
see
are.
what's going on. I pulled it up on the laptop and I joined. You know what I mean? And here I am. But it's an absolutely beautiful meeting. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for letting me share. That's all I got.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
so much, man.
Dude, if you can, I always recommend, if you can stay in sober living, if you can stay in however possible, do it. A year, 2 years. I mean,
What's the rush?
what is the rush? I agree. The more that you can put together,
You build the foundation.
absolutely.
Solid foundation. Yeah.
We love you guys.
Love you guys. Everybody turn on your cameras because y'all know what time it is. And everybody knows that we are the only meeting
In the galaxy.
in the galaxy.
Yeah.
The entire, or maybe all of the galaxy.
That's the galaxy. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That does this.
Uh-oh.
Oh, who's trying to pair their phone? Cancel that request, buddy. Better not be mine. Just kidding. God,
grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change things I can,
And the
and the wisdom to know the difference.
We love you guys.
Amen.
Love
See
you
y'all
guys.
next
Later.
week.
Love you, Nem House. Okay, bye.
Got really hot in here.
I was sweating.
I actually was okay.
Thank you for